Hey guys, Zach Tyler here, coming at you with a video kind of about the format, and more so, you can see here a lot of new cards have come out or are coming out of this format, and I'm just going to go into kind of the play style of each deck that you see up here, and what you should expect this format with a lot of new decks. Not really going to go into side options right now. I'll make a video on that. As I learn more and as I kind of put it together, because I'm still thinking about that too. But it's more so, if you're at your locals and you haven't seen this deck or you've heard of it, but you don't know really what it does. Hopefully, if you watch this video, you will know, and you'll at least know their play style, and so you won't be completely in the dark about it. So first of all, we'll go into Madolche. Obviously, most of you probably heard about this archetype. It pretty much revolves around them not having any Madolche monsters or monsters in general in your graveyard, and then using their various spell and trap support and their own effects to go off that. When they're destroyed, either by battle or by card effect, they're actually sent to the deck instead of the graveyard. So that's one thing. Very popular thing to do, again, with their support is that it really pluses with cards not being in the graveyard, more so monster cards not being in the graveyard. They also try to use, I've seen some builds use Guardian Yados, just because it's a very easy 2500 beater. And yeah, so if you have any sides that gets monsters in the graveyard, or you can send a monster to the graveyard from their deck or mill or anything like that, that generally really hurts them, because that's not what they want to do at all. Another thing you'll see are Mermails. Mermails kind of revolve around they send cards to the graveyard, and then they get effects off those cards sent. Another really good combination I can see in the future are Mermails and Atlanteans, because they get effects when they're sent to the graveyard by activating a water effect. And that's what a lot of Mermails do. I don't think they're too competitive yet, and honestly, if I had to put it into a tier, it'd probably be like 2.5 right now. I know it's kind of weird, but they're not the best, but they can do some pretty sick combos, and they're all around sending their water monsters to the graveyard. So things like Macrocosmos or shit like that really tones them out with that. And then Atlanteans, which they comment each other, they comment Mermails. This guy in particular, Land and Attack Squad, he's going to be pretty much Deep Sea Diva's target for now on, unless you're using the, I think his name is Lost Tracker, the one that kills a spell or trap card. Just because when he comes out, he's a 2200 beater, which is just really good, and he's a 3-star, so you can go into Catastor or TG Hyper Librarian with Deep Sea Diva. So yeah, next big one is going to be Prophecy cards. Prophecy cards are going to be, I think, everywhere. They are a very consistent deck. They're at least tier 2, if not better. They revolve around a big loop of having searching out with their monster cards, their books of prophecy. This is just one spell book of prophecy, but I think there's 4 or 5 of them, and they create loops with that. And those all give them various effects and power-ups and blah, blah, blah. But then they also can use High Priestess of Prophecy, which is pretty much like a Master Hyperion, but for spellbooks. And if you have spellbooks in your, so you can read the effect, you can reveal 3 spellbook spell cards in your hand, special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can banish 1 spellbook spell card from your hand or graveyard and target 1 card in the field and destroy that target. So again, it's kind of like a Master Hyperion, but just to get her out, you have to have 3 anyway. She's going to be able to do it at least 3 times. Not sure what sides for here. Macrocosmos would be really good because it gets their spellbook cards out of play and makes her useless. But still, even then, they use their books of power to really buff their other monsters. So they're definitely going to be something to watch out for, and I think going to be very competitive. The next is going to be Rockstun. I'm sure most of you have heard of Rockstun and how big they're going to be. They just control the field very well. They run Grandsoil. They negate all your shit. It's pretty much what they do. They're an anti-meta deck, so if you don't special summon as much, it helps. But still, it's hard because they can negate spells and traps with their Karakamio, whatever they're called. I can't pronounce it right now. Monsters. And yeah, so there's something definitely to watch out for. Surprisingly enough, Skill Drain kind of hurts them, even though they're anti-meta deck. Kind of. Because they can't negate your spells or traps with their Koi Kurmaru, however you pronounce it, guys. You can tell me in the comments how to pronounce it exactly. Monsters, but they're definitely going to be tough, and if you run a heavy spell summon deck and you run into this deck, watch out, because they're built for you. Another thing, too, that goes into Grandsoil is Grandsoil Jumper Psychics. More of Psychics of Jumper heavy builds. For the fact, Grandsoil is just an amazing card. Again, it tops in that Psychic deck at top two, I think, with Jeff Jones, and it's a monster reborn. It has some downsides. It's kind of hard to get out, and if he leaves the field, you skip the next battle phase of your turn. However, it's a 2800 beater. You can get another huge monster out, and with jumper heavy psychics, with Italia at 3 and 3 witches, there's no way Jumper's ever going to be not alive, and it's just amazing. He's a creature swap, and he just completely controls your opponent's field. I actually went to my locals yesterday with my Geargia deck. I went 2-2, and I was facing a Grandsoil Psychic deck. Someone already built it, and I had a Force Focus up, and I thought I was going to win because I got him with that Force Focus, and he didn't have many cards, and he top deck a jumper, or he had an E-Tail in his hand, he chop decked the jumper, and I was like, oh no. So we did that, and yeah, it was not fun. So that's something definitely to watch out for. I have a lot of Psychic videos if you guys want to see about those, because these are going to be all over the place. Grandsoil was a $20 card, it went to a $60 card overnight. Same thing, Emergency Teleport. It was like a $5, $6 card, maybe 8 at very tops. Right now it's a $30 card at my locals, and it's completely sold out because everyone's jumping on the Psychic bandwagon. Which, I mean, it's cool because, you know, I'm a Psychic player. I'm glad my archetype's doing good. I'm going to have an updated build of Psychics very soon for the format. It's going to run Grandsoil, but it's not going to be... I'm not going to net deck his deck for 1. I don't do that. I'm going to make it my own. And I like Grandsoil, but not at 3. 3 is just too much in my opinion. And there's something about Jeff Jones' build I didn't like. But it's Jeff Jones, so I can't really complain too much. So yeah, you're going to have to watch out for that. Last big one, Geargias. People are saying that Geargias are going to be pretty much like the meta this format. In fact, let me get their trump card, not their trump card, but very good card of them, their sync or their XYZ. Oh, what's it called? Anyways, Geargias are going to be amazing. They just loop so much, they plus so much, it's just crazy. And they're just really hard, honestly. So this guy right here, Geargia X. This card is ridiculous. Once a turn, you can attach 1 XYZ material from this card. Add 1 level 4 lower machine type monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. When this card leaves the field, you can target 1 level 3 or lower. Here you get monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So you get you get field presence with him. You get a plus to your hand, and then when he leaves the field for anything, you can special summon something else. So like you plus no matter pretty much what you do once he's on the field. And he's just ridiculous with Geargias. They're definitely going to be something to watch out for. Geargia armor is a big part of the deck. I've heard a lot of people say you need to get him to the hand as soon as possible, and if you open up with him, it's just amazing. Like you just pretty much, you don't win, but you get so much advantage. It's insane. And again, big thing for these guys, I mean, obviously there's sides for the Cyber Dragon and not ancient, but the Fortress Fusion card that takes the machines and turns it into him. Just show that too. I'm not remembering these names very well right now, alright. But anyways, system down, remove some play, all of them, so you don't have to worry about it. There we go. Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Cyber Dragon and Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon and system down are all going to be great to stop this deck, especially because he gets cards from the graveyard, and you can remove them from play, which does help with system down. But yeah, this is the one I'm worried about. Actually, honestly, the main ones I'm worried about are Geargias, Psychic Grandsoils, and Rockstone and Prophecies. These, not so much right now. Not really the Madolche. They're okay, but not so much worried about any of these. But Prophecy, definitely. Rockstone, definitely. Psychic Grandsoils, definitely. And Geargias. Geargias the most. So yeah, guys, that's just a little, again, I'll go into more like side deck options and what you guys can do against these decks and maybe how to play around these decks as I play around with them more and get more used to them so I can give you good advice. But I just kind of want to let you know a little bit how they run, a little bit how they work. So when you go against them, your locals or playing your friends or whatever, that you'll kind of know like, at least a base idea of what they're going to do, and maybe you can play around it a little bit. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Leave suggestions, criticisms, side options for these cards, your way to play around some of these decks, and other decks that you think you're going to be worried about in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback and see what you're going to say. So guys, this is X Tyler signing out, and I'll see you later, YouTube.